Revision of mensuration. Perimeter. Perimeter is the distance covered when you go on the boundary once. So this is a closed figure. Suppose you are standing at A, then from A you went to B, from B you went to C, then from C you came back to A. So here the perimeter is AB plus BC plus CA. So perimeter is the distance covered on the boundary when you go around the figure once. So if you have a figure like this, then what is the perimeter? Suppose you are standing here. From A you went to B, from B you went to C, from C you went to D, and then from D you came back to A. So the perimeter is the distance covered on the boundary when you go around the figure once. So the perimeter is AB plus BC plus CD plus DA. Now let us understand what is the perimeter of a rectangle with the help of this question. A farmer has a rectangular field of length 240 meters and breadth 180 meters respectively. He wants to fence it with 3 rounds of rope. What is the total length of the rope he must use? So he has a rope. He will use the rope. He will tie it 1 round. Then he will tie it 2 rounds. Then he will tie the 3rd round. So what actually he is covering? He is covering the perimeter of the rectangle. How many times he is covering? 3 times, because he has to make 3 rounds of the rope to fence this rectangular field. So let us use the formula for the perimeter of a rectangle. The perimeter of a rectangular formula is twice of length plus breadth. So how much is the length? Length is given to us 240. And how much is the breadth? 180. So 240 plus 180 is 8 plus 4 is 12, 420. So 420 into 2, that is 840 meters. So this is the perimeter. That means you have went around the boundary only once. So you have to go like that 3 times. So how much is the length of the rope? Length of the rope is equals to 3 times the perimeter. And perimeter is 840. So 3 into 0 is 0, 3 4s are 12, carry over 1, 8 is a 24 and 1 25. So 2520 meters is the length of the rope required to fence this rectangular field 3 rounds. Now, find the cost of fencing a rectangular park of length 250 meters and breadth 175 meters at the rate of 12 per meter. You have to find the cost of fencing the rectangular field. So you are going to fence it on the boundary. So you have to find out the perimeter of the rectangle. So the perimeter of the rectangular formula is twice of length plus breadth. And the length they have given you as 250 and the breadth they have given you as 175. So 7 plus 5 is 12 and 2 plus 2 is 4 into 2. So 5 2s are 10, carry over 1, 2 2s are 4 and 1 5, 4 2s are 8. So the perimeter is 850. The cost of 1 meter is equals to 12. It says rupees 12 per meter. That means cost of 1 meter is 12 rupees. So you have to cover how much distance? 850 meters. So for 1 it is 12. So for 850 means into 850. So the cost of 850 meter is 12 into 850. So you need to multiply this. Let us multiply 12 into 85. You can just write down 0 later. So 85 into 12. 5 2s are 10, carry over 1, 8 2s are 16 and 1 17. You put across, 5 1s are 5 and 8 1s are 8. So 0, 7 plus 5 is 12 and 8 plus 2 is 10. So the answer is 10 2 0 and one more 0 from here. So the cost is rupees 10,200. Regular shapes. Figures which have got all the sides equal and all the angles equal. For example, let us take a square. A square has got all the four sides equal and each angle is equals to 90 degrees. Equilateral triangle. It has got all the three sides equal and each angle equals to 60 degrees. So each angle that is equal. So such figures are called as regular shapes. So in regular shapes, you have got all the sides equal and all the angles equal. So now let us first discuss square. Find the side of a square whose perimeter is 20 meters. So there is a square and you know in a square all the sides are equal. All the four sides are equal. So if this is A, this is also A, this is A and this is A. So I am adding A 4 times. So what is the perimeter? A is added 4 times. So 4 times A is 4A. A is the length of the side. They have given you perimeter is equals to 20 and this has to be divided equally among 4 sides. So how much is the length? 20 divided by 4. So that is equals to 5 meters. Now let us discuss one more regular shape, equilateral triangle. So here's a question. Find the perimeter of an equilateral of side 9 centimeter. So equilateral triangle has got all the three sides equal. If the length of one side is A, then the length of all the three sides is A. So perimeter of an equilateral triangle is, you have to add all the three lengths, A plus A plus A. A is repeated 3 times, so it is 3A. A is the length of one side of the equilateral triangle and that is given to you here as 9. So 9 into 3 is 27. So perimeter is 27 centimeter. Find the perimeter of a regular hexagon with each side measuring 8 meters. So what is a regular hexagon? A regular hexagon has got all the 6 sides equal and all the angles equal. All the 6 angles here, they are equal. So if the length of one side of a regular hexagon is A, that means the length of all side here is A. So the perimeter is, you have to go on the boundary once. So perimeter here is 6 times A because you are adding A 6 times. So it is 6 times A. A is the length of one side of a regular hexagon that they have given here is 8. So 6 8s are 48. Unit is meters. Now let us discuss the area. So area is the region enclosed by the boundary. This is a closed figure and this is the region enclosed by the closed boundary. So this is called as the area. If I draw one more closed shape, so what is the area for this triangle? It is the region enclosed by the boundary. So this is the region enclosed by the boundary. So that is called as the area. This is the area. Now rectangle. What is the area formula for a rectangle? Length into breadth. So this is length into breadth. And area formula for a square is side into side. Now let us see the application of these two formulas here. Bob wants to cover the floor of a room 3 meter wide and 4 meter long by square tiles. If each square tile is of size 0.5 meter, then find the number of tiles required to cover the floor of the room. So this is the floor of the room. The dimensions for the floor of the room they have given you is 4 meter long. So this is 4 meter long is the nothing but the length. 3 meter wide. So this is the breadth of the rectangle. And the square tiles, what are the shape of the square tiles? They said square tiles. So here they are placing square tiles and the square tiles they are going to cover the whole floor like this. So you need to find out the number of square tiles. So one square tile is occupying some area and two square tiles are occupying some more area. Like this, you have to keep placing the tile and cover the entire floor. So how many number of tiles are there? So that you can find out by dividing the area of the floor by the area of one tile, because some area is occupied by one square tile. So like that, each such squares will occupy some area. So how many such areas are occupied? So that will give you the number of tiles. See, if you find out the area here for one tile, then area for another tile, then area for the third tile. So like that, if you divide the area of the floor by the area of one tile, then you will get the number of tiles. So now let us find out the number of tiles. So number of tiles is equals to the area of the floor upon area of one tile. Area of a floor, this shape is a rectangle. So that is length into breadth. 3 into 4. Area of one tile, it's a square. So side into side. Side is 0.5. Side is 0.5. So now here it's a decimal point. So you want to remove this decimal point. So if you multiply this by 10, this decimal point will go away. If you multiply this by 10, then this decimal point will go away. So we are multiplying here by 100. So here also we'll multiply by 100. So in numerator you get 3 into 4 into 100, and denominator you get 5 into 5. So now you can cancel 5 and 100. So 5 2s are 10 and this one 0 is there. Again 5 and 5 4s are 20. So we have 3 into 4 is 12. 12 into 4 is 48. So how many tiles are there? There are 48 tiles. Now if you are given some shape on a square sheet, so there are certain rules which you have to follow when you have to find the area of the given shape. If it's a whole tile, then of course it's 1. If it is more than half like this, then also you have to consider it as 1. If it is equals to half, then it is considered as half. If it is less than half like this, little bit area it is covering, then you have to consider it as 0.